What's going on, everyone? I got another tech review here for you. This is of the Apple MacBook Pro Retina. This one is the 2.6 gigahertz version with the quad-core i7 and the 512 solid state drive. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. Uh, so yeah, I did a review on the iPhone 5, and so I'm just going to do the review of the MacBook Retina. Really quick, if you guys have followed or follow technology at all, you guys know that the standard MacBook Pro is, runs at 1440 by 900 pixels per density, per square inch, and the MacBook Retina, MacBook Pro Retina runs at, I think, 2880 by 1800 pixels per square inch. So, or not, sorry, per whole display. So it's an insane. I mean, you think, HD TV runs at 1920 by 1080, and so to have a monitor that's 15.4 inches at 2880 by 1800, that is insane. So the Retina display really is just amazing. It's especially amazing on something as small as this. So everything, all your text and everything is so clear, and on a tablet at 10 inches, on the iPad, that Retina display is, it's breathtaking in terms of technology speak. So on a computer, you would think that that's a huge deal, but honestly, on a computer, I think that regular resolution, 1440 by 900, or even the upgraded version for regular MacBook at 1680 by 1050, I believe is what it is. That's a pretty good resolution, but you still see the pixels on the screen and all that kind of stuff. To have a Retina is kind of another step beyond that. But again, it's not necessarily the most put it this way, when I was in the store, Apple store, looking at the differences and all that kind of stuff, the Retina didn't blow me away like it did when I first saw it on an iPhone or on an iPad or something like that. So say what you will, but the Retina is pretty amazing for sure. Couple of differences, between the regular MacBook Pro versus the Retina. They both have SD card slot readers, not a big deal. They are running, the new ones, they are all running USB 3.0. So you got one on that side, one on this side, over here. And then you've got 2 Thunderbolt ports on the MacBook Retina, whereas you only have one on the regular MacBook Pro. And I think you have a FireWire port or something on the MacBook Pro, if I'm not mistaken. You lose out on a audio in jack. You only get the audio out jack, which is still an optical jack, which is good. Another big difference here is that on the MagSafe, gotta do this on a computer review. So on the MagSafe, it's a thinner MagSafe, so you have to, so on the plug, if you have a regular plug, you need to get this adapter right here. So it just plugs in just like this. Let's see if I can. Much harder than a knife review here. So it's just like that. So the larger MagSafe just plugs into the large size here, just magnetizes, and then this small one goes into the plug right here. And then the other, to me, big difference right here is that you have an HDMI port that you can set up an external monitor for. So I have a 1080p monitor in my office, and so I hook that up by HDMI. So if you don't have speakers and all that kind of stuff, then you can plug it in, and then you'll get sound through your monitor. I have a 5.1 system here in my office, so I just plug through the optical out. So that's why it's important that I have that optical out headphone jack. So anyway, here's a size comparison with the Sebenza. Had to do that, right? Yeah, so 15.4 inches diagonal. So Sebenza being overall length of 8+ inches. There you go. All right, had to do that. Let's get this thing opened here. Inside, you've got, there's your display. If it's not going to show up on the camera, and I'm not going to adjust the camera here, but hopefully you can see the Retina display here, at least in part. Obviously it's a TFT monitor, so at all angles, even from the this downward angle on the camera here that I have set up, you can see it in the angles right there. Got this huge trackpad and all that kind of stuff, and so that especially with multi-touch, incorporating with a third-party program called Better Touch Tools, you're able to manipulate. You can do 2-finger swipe, 2-finger motions, 3-finger motions, 4-finger motions, even 5-finger motions, and button pushes and all that kind of stuff. And so you're able pretty much to do anything you want. And then plus what's Mountain Lion, iOS 10.6.8 I think, or 10.8, I'm not sure what it is. There's ways that you can manipulate all the different motions on the trackpad, so that's a pretty awesome feature. Keyboard and everything is still the same. You got the chiclet keyboards. You got the light up keyboards. I don't know if you can't see that in the lighting here. So speakers, you got FaceTime, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's all software stuff. So again, you can see and read about and watch videos on all the specs in terms of the software. Mountain Lion. Mountain Lion's a pretty cool operating system for sure. I'm totally a Mac guy. I'll never go back to PC for as long as I can live. I don't think I'll ever go back to PC, and PC is just an absolute headache for me. And I was diehard PC before, so I'm completely converted to Mac these past 5 years maybe now. Ever since I got the iPhone, kind of just converted me. Here's one really cool feature about the MacBook Pro Retina. Everything is soldered in. So yeah, that's sometimes people have a big beef about, you can't change out the battery and all that kind of stuff. And I understand that, if you're traveling long distances and all that stuff, and you need a battery to interchange, that can be problematic. But you do get 7 hours of battery life on the MacBook Pro Retina. And that's even the Air 13.3 inch, even the MacBook Pros, they say that you get about 7 hours. So that's pretty much universal across the MacBook line. All the stuff is soldered. You get the solid state drive is standard on the MacBook Pro Retina. So if you were to get the same upgrades, if you were to get 512 SSD solid state drive on the regular MacBook Pro, and if you were to get the quad-core i7 with the 2.6 gigahertz processor, you would be running more expensive than just the Retina version, in terms of it's that upgrade, on the Retina version. So if you had that option, I would definitely go with the Retina version if you're going for that speed and all that kind of stuff. The other cool feature about this computer, it's super thin. I think 0.75 inches or something like that at its thickest point, compared to the maybe 0.95 inches of the Retina or of the regular MacBook Pro. So it's thinner, it's much lighter than the MacBook Pro, but it's also much quieter. If you watch the video on Apple.com, and as they're talking about the process of making this computer, they're talking about the fans in this computer. So normally, normally, from what I understand, is that it has vents on the back. Sorry, you can't see. Let me see if I can do this here. It's got vents on the back here, and then your fans run in here underneath, and then it blows out the hot air from the processor and you know, hard drive and all that kind of stuff, video card, and it blows all the heat out this way. On the MacBook Pro Retina, you've got air intakes on both sides here. And what it does is it sucks in the air, and it actually has channels going through the frame of the computer, and so that air is passing through, and then it's running the fans, and so it's sucking the air in, and then it's blowing the air out. So it's got a kind of a much more ideal and efficient cooling system on the Retina, so it doesn't get as hot when you're running this computer. And then in addition to that, you guys know that when you guys are running computers, you know, the fan typically is running super loud, especially, you know, if you're doing like video rendering or video editing and all that kind of stuff for all your YouTube videos. You know, it runs really loud, and it's disturbing and all that kind of stuff. This computer runs so soft. You know, when I'm converting my vids to, you know, higher resolution for my YouTube account, this thing runs so quiet. You still hear the fans running, but what they talk about is typically, you know, on the fans, it has the blade of the fans. You know, they're all uniform, so they're all spaced and they're all curved the same way. And so what happens is that, you know, as that air is being passed through, that sound is a universal, or not universal, it's a uniform whirring sound. And so you get that high frequency sound as that air is passing through. These fans on the Retina Pro, they're different. They're, you know, one's curved this way, and then another one's curved, you know, more this way, and then the next one is less. And so what that causes to happen is the air, you know, intake goes in, and then it throws out the air at different frequencies and different, I guess, sound patterns, if you will. And so that distorts the, you know, that loud whirring to a kind of just a medium sound. I don't know if that makes sense, but you can watch the video on apple.com. So just a lot of cool innovative features on the MacBook Pro Retina. Just overall, you know, it's not as, obviously not as light as a MacBook Air. Those computers are just insanely light, but this is every bit as powerful as a MacBook Pro, if not more powerful, running at a ridiculously high resolution, incredible speeds, and yeah, I mean, for the money, you can probably get a, you know, just a crazy PC, you know, that with all the highest end, I mean, this pretty much highest end, you know, components and all that kind of stuff. You can get a little bit, you know, a bit faster on PCs and all that kind of stuff, but honestly, in my opinion, you know, you're sacrificing because you're running Windows and, you know, all the problems and all the viruses and all that kind of stuff. Aesthetics, you know, that's one thing. That's not a huge deal. I mean, I love the aesthetics of Apple, the simplicity, kind of just like knives, you know, titanium frame lock, you know, simplicity, less moving parts. This computer doesn't have any moving parts to it. You know, there's no hard drive needle running around. It's all solid state. RAM's, you know, all solid state. You know, everything's soldered in. Battery, you can't remove it and all that stuff. So everything is affixed into the frame of this unibody computer, which is a pretty cool feature. So yeah, so anyway, that's the MacBook Pro Retina. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not sure what computers you guys are running and all that kind of stuff. I know Jay Davis, you're running the iMac, which is a great computer, great desktop computer. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you guys on the next vid. Take care. Bye.